Hello, hello, hello. Wow. You- Hi, hello. It's so good to be here. A room full of women. Oh, wow. When I was invited to speak, I wasn't thinking that there would be this many. But, it's so inspiring to stand before all of you. And I really want to thank the convener for inviting me today. And then my other co-speakers too. You're just an inspiration. And it's really good to be here to inspire women. And my topic is about becoming her higher self. And one thing that I think it was Forever who said it was that, oh, network with those who are becoming are not the speakers that have become. Me, I'm still becoming. I'm always becoming. It's still a journey, always. But the first thing I want us to do, the very first thing, when you want to go on a journey, what do you tell yourself? You say to yourself, where am I going? That's the first thing. You must know where you are going. So, in Alice in Wonderland is a story. The hare asked Alice, where do you want to go? I mean, she was saying, I don't know the way. So the hare asked her, where do you want to go? And Alice said, I don't know. Then the hare then said, that means you can go anywhere if you don't know where you're going. So the first thing is to know where you're going. Becoming, as I said, is a journey. So the very first thing I want you to do is to close your eyes. When she was talking about silence, I just linked it so perfectly with what I was going to share with you today. Is to first close your eyes and see where you want to be. Where is that? What is it that you see? So do close your eyes. For this 1 minute, the timer keeps going. Close your eyes. See where you want to be. When you think about your career, what is it you want? When you think about family, what is it that you want? When you think about Nigeria, that society, where do you want it to be? What's your own role in that? When you think of wealth, what is it that you want? There are so many facets of being a 360 woman, a 360 human being, whether you're male or female. That's the first thing women need to do. Let us not shrink our light. We are at least 50% of this population of the world. We can't have 50% of us shrinking our light. So think about the journey. Where is your destination? And I will tell you, as I said, I'm still becoming. I only feel I will become an angel when I die. It's only at death that I feel I have become. If not, every single phase, I'm still becoming. I want to share my journey with you, and I hope it would inspire everyone that is seated here today. So it's really, really great to be here. What does becoming mean to me? To me, becoming is that journey that we're taking. It's being stronger. It's being wiser. It's being freer. Freer and, yes, stretching. Going beyond what you think you can do. That dream that you have, is it big enough? Is it taking you higher? Is it elevating? Do you feel inspired? Does it make you want to jump out of bed in the morning and go to bed late at night? That dream, is it something that makes you happy? So, most people's journeys, as someone was talking about posting on Facebook and so on and so forth, you see what you think is the end. But sometimes it's aspiration. So always have positive profiles about yourself, positive prophecies about yourself. I am going to do this. I am going to become this. I am going to. Do not always have that doubt. That courage muscle, you need to work it every single day, because Becoming ends with ing. So I want you to take this ing away with you. Ing means what? Continuous. It also means I need God. I nurture goodness. I need grace. So anytime you are in any situation, don't think it's the end. It is just the beginning, ing. I am nurturing grace. I am nurturing my growth. Always look at that. So, as the opening speaker talks about, when I went to school, first of all, I actually wanted to become a doctor. My father was an accountant. He said, no, go and do accounting. I got in for zoology. My father said, what are you going to do with zoology? Because I couldn't get in for medicine. So I said, okay, let me do this accounting. When I did accounting, honestly, I started working as an auditor. And truly, I didn't enjoy it. Reason why? Everybody has done everything. They've created this business and so on and so forth. All you are coming to do is to check, did they do it well after it has been done? And of course, audit has its own, because there may be auditors in the room. Audit has its own, okay. Audit has its own benefit because it makes you better the next time. But you know me, I wanted to be in front of the action. That is it. What is it that you want? There's nothing wrong, too, with being an auditor. Don't get me wrong. Because what you want to do is to improve people. But I wanted to be in front. So I said, how can I use finance, what I studied, to actually be in front and improve people's lives? So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to go and do my MBA so that I can do that. I had worked in insurance. I had worked, just change because I hadn't seen what I really wanted. But when I worked in a company called Tequila, it was a marketing company, I was the first CFO. I was able to raise funding for this organization, and it became one of the largest marketing chains in Nigeria, TBWA and so on and so forth. So I felt that the role of finance can transform businesses. Nigeria at that time were struggling, as we still are, unfortunately, with high unemployment, businesses failing, and so on and so forth. So I said, I need to do something about it. We wanted to sing the national anthem. There was a grumble. That grumble is a grumble at ourselves. We are the ones that are Nigerians. It's not only about leadership. What are you going to do to solve Nigeria's problem? So I felt I could use finance, and I said, okay, let me go into microfinance. And I was given a chance. I will tell you, at that time, I had not worked one day in full-time employment in a bank. What I had done, maybe during my NYSC, I worked for 1 year as a teller in a bank, Union Bank at 40 Marina at the time. And there was this vacancy for a CEO, pioneer CEO of Action. And one of my staff actually came and said, Madam, I think you'll be perfect for this job. I said, I don't have banking. They will always want bankers and so on and so forth. But as I looked at it, I said, Bunmi, you've always said, how can finance help you? At that time, I was working at Faith Foundation, which was a foundation to help young entrepreneurs start businesses. So I said, okay, let me apply. I applied. They called me for an interview. And when I got there, oh my God, ED, Union Bank, ED this, the big banks, Citibank, everybody was there. I'll tell you, I was the only one that was not from core banking, because I'm sure most people that saw that advert would say they would not apply. So I applied, and the reason why they wanted me was because I did not have banking experience. Yes, that was what they were looking for, because they felt microfinance is different from banking. You come in with this load of, you must bring collateral, so if you want to lend to small businesses that don't have collateral, how are you going to drop all that learning and still give a loan? So they felt that someone who didn't have that banking would be able to do it. And honestly, it was just a great opportunity. So that's one thing I would tell you too, as you are becoming. Don't think anything is beyond you. What is that vision you have? Is it in line with your vision? Go for it. Because even if you get a no, you are not worse off than where you started. In fact, you are better because you've tried. And you learn from that, and you do it again and again. So, that is one of the things that go on paths that are less, how would I say, trodden. Paths that make you unique, that will give you opportunities to stand out. So Axiom became one of the largest microfinance banks. As I was there, trying to, because what microfinance does is to move people out of poverty. You give them money for businesses, and they're able to grow. And of course, I used a lot of mentors. As you are becoming, don't feel that the journey is only yours. Yes, I need God, ING, but I also need my sisters, women. I also need mentors. Those who are growth enablers, who will put seeds into your life. Make sure you're always connecting. For instance, the phase I am in now, I want to be on boards of directors. I don't want to be doing everyday work. So I told myself, okay, I want to be on boards. What boards do I want to be on? I want those who still make impact. I looked at those companies, shortlisted them, look at who are the current directors. So if, for instance, one of them has Fela Durotoye as an example, it's not that that's the case, as a board member, and I see he's speaking at 360, be sure that I am there. And I will tell him, how are you? How is the board? How is the company? Oh, if there's any vacancy, remember me. I'm interested because of, and you know, so that networking, sometimes you too have to determine where you want to go and take the steps that you have to go on in those journeys. So create your own mantra too. So as you are trying to build that courage, let's say, is a muscle. When you want to build muscle, what do? You exercise, you go to the gym. The same thing when you want to build courage. What is it that you're going to do to build courage? First of all, positive words of affirmation. I can do it. When I wake up in the morning, my alarm clock is a positive song. Of course, I keep changing it. So I have some that I rise, I will survive. Different things, even Christian songs, that congratulations. They're going to tell you congratulations. When I'm chasing something, that's my morning, song that I wake up to on my alarm. So have that, but also build your network. Now, the stretch is sacred. When you are building, so know where you want to go and build those networks. Then, what is glory? Becoming higher. Becoming higher. Glory for me, I'll tell you. I went for a course in Turin on microfinance. And that's how I actually headhunt people. When I could go to courses like here or any other place, I'm looking for the sharp people who puts up their hands to ask questions. Who is more active, who is passionate. Even if I don't have a vacancy, I will recruit that person, offer that person a job and headhunt them. So there was this gentleman, and maybe 3 of them actually at that time that I saw in Turin. It was a course of microfinance. And I said, you have to come and work for me. We didn't used to do group lending, but he was in Lapo, did group lending. So I said, don't worry, you will come and set up group lending in our bank. And that's how I recruited him. He started with group lending, we moved him to SME, and so on and so forth. So glory was him coming to visit me last month and telling me, I went to FCMB microfinance bank. I am now the MD. So that is glory. When you see people who you have trained become and fulfill their own journey too, gives you glory. Glory is not about, oh, your name is on the billboard, you become president of the country and everybody is grumbling. No. Glory is that you have transformed people's lives and you can see it. To me, there's no greater joy than that. Glory is also God's blessing. In recent times, I've become a grandmother. So now, yes, I have a grandson. That's another glory. Seeing your children also doing well. Seeing your colleagues, your family, Nigeria doing well. That is elevation. So how do we get to glory? So glory is about transformation. It's about seeing people you've mentored grow, seeing professionals. Like, there are some people that you will see, they will say, oh, I attended 360 Elevation and one lady spoke. And because of her, I did this. And today I've reached 1 million women and so on and so forth. That is glory for me. When people do something wrong and they come to me and say, sorry, I say, no. That sorry that you are saying is not the sorry. It is the action, the change. That's when I know that you are sorry or that you have transformed. And that's what gives you glory. So, glory and elevation is never an end. It has to continue to your past. I recently wrote an article on legacy. What is legacy? When somebody passes on and we say, what is that person's legacy? Some people think it's inheritance, what you have given them. But no, it is what continues to live in them. What is the value that you have given? What is the impact in society that they will continue to live? It is setting something in motion that will live from generation to generation. We've talked about, if we think about foundations, like Ford Foundation. Ford Foundation that transforms lives, governance, and policy today started from Henry Ford, from the cars that he created. Till today, now you already know who Henry Ford is. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates Foundation. When he dies, that foundation is going to continue. Those are legacy. Now, we need to do that. As women, what is the legacy we are going to leave? So, a journey on earth is not enough. Have that vision, where you want to go. Where you want to go, time is up, but I'm going to continue. So, where you want to go, make sure that you know where it is. Then, when you have become, when did I say you have become? After you're dead. Do you know that you are still becoming? Because the legacy that you want to leave, you must have set it in motion before you pass. And that's why I'm so happy about my grandson. When he was born, I was in the delivery room. I looked at him, I said, okay, another 80 years, the Bunmi Lawson name is going to continue. Because that is legacy. I'm going to make sure he continues that legacy of nourishing good, of being ing, of nourishing grace, of nurturing gratitude, of being I need God, of naming God in everything that is done. So, when you rise, continue to rise. Don't let anything hold you back. Mindset is the greatest thing you need to become, to elevate. Your mindset, tell yourself, I can do it. Thank you.